I'm Andrew Dayton with the Constellation Fund, and today I get the opportunity to have a conversation with Dr. Brittany Lewis. Dr. Lewis is the founder and CEO at Research in Action, a truly groundbreaking social benefit corporation established in 2018 to reclaim the power of research by centering community expertise. She's also a former university professor, Minneapolis Federal Reserve Bank scholar in residence with 15 years of experience designing and leading impactful research in collaboration with affected communities. Dr. Lewis, on behalf of our whole team, we're just really grateful for your time today and for your partnership in this work. And personally, I'll just add that I'm an admirer of your work and of Research in Action. You're really working to shift paradigms in sectors including philanthropy, which is something that Constellation is endeavoring to do. So it's exciting for me to have the chance to ask you a few questions today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so you're a researcher. You have spent time in academia. And now, through your work at Research in Action, you are bringing a new approach to research through your work across Minnesota, from topics ranging from evictions to public safety and beyond. Can you talk a little bit about some of the key principles and practices that you bring to your work and that you might see an opportunity for CoLab to bring to its work?
100%. At Research in Action, we have something called the Equity in Action model. And in our model, it's guided by 3 core values. One of those core values is actionable research, meaning that you have to co-design research from the very beginning with the intention of it being actionable to have the outcomes that you're seeking. And often that means how you build the table from the very beginning, which stakeholders or partners are influencing the process and also supporting the goals of the project. We also value a community-led process. So in short, from the beginning to the end of our process, we engage most impacted community members to co-design, whether it's the survey tool or the engagement strategy with us, so that we are constantly both raising up community leadership, but also defining the research question and goals in partnership with those community members. And in that way, we're also ensuring collective buy-in as they kind of travel with us throughout the process. And the last value of ours, we talk really explicitly about racial justice. And we say that because we want to move a bit beyond acknowledgement and more toward co-collaboratively developing reparative solutions with people. And we want that to be a genuine and active pursuit.
Awesome, thank you. And you've been generous to share many of those principles in conversation and collaboration with the CoLab team as they work to bring this new initiative to life. I'd be curious to hear what you see as CoLab's opportunity to truly add value in community in Minnesota.
100%. I'm excited you asked me that question. When I think about the footprint that philanthropy leaves behind, I think there are very few philanthropic organizations that are leaning into co-designing with the folks that they claim they want to serve. And I see CoLab actively leaning in, and through our partnership, having the ability to model for other philanthropic organizations what it looks like to co-design a strategy with impacted community members, in this context, those living in poverty, to actually make investments in partnership with those folks, illustrate the outcomes of your research that were co-designed with those folks that help guide some of your investments. And I see CoLab actively leaning into that. In many ways, something that other philanthropic organizations are perhaps, I would say, timidly cautious about doing. But I think it illustrates more of your values as an organization and your willingness to partner. And I think it'll be an amazing model for the philanthropic community to do that.
Thank you. Well, so as you know, longitudinal research is going to be a core focus for CoLab. But as it turns out, the first research grant from CoLab is not for a longitudinal impact evaluation. It's for what we see as a groundbreaking study called Pass the Mic that you and your team are leading. And I'd love it if you would take a moment to introduce that project. What are the goals? How are you thinking about implementing it?
We're honored to be in partnership with CoLab to both co-design and execute the Pass the Mic project. What's really awesome about the ethics of this project is in its name. We want to pass the mic to folks living in poverty to tell us what they need to thrive. And CoLab as an organization is seeking that clarity and partnership with folks living in poverty to ensure that what we learn in that process can help influence their investment agenda. This, for me, is what innovatively other philanthropic organizations, in my opinion, should be watching. The goal here is to ensure that perhaps we can help inform future investment decisions that you all make, but that community understand how they are part of that process. And then you have opportunity also to go back to community and say, here's what I heard you say, right? And here's within our capacity to invest and support. And I think that also helps CoLab and the Constellation Fund, more broadly speaking, think about what longitudinal study investments it will make as it invests in what those who say this is what they need to thrive say they need. So in many ways, we're excited about the partnership. We're excited about perhaps many more Pass the Mic surveys over time. For us to kind of ground truth what changes over time as we move this from perhaps the focus on 3 counties or cities to a statewide engagement. And I think it could be a really good opportunity for CoLab to also continue to assess and reevaluate itself through what they're learning from community.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Lewis, thank you for taking the time today, for your partnership in this work, and for all you do for this community and beyond. As I said earlier, we're all big admirers of your work, and it's really an honor for us to be able to work alongside you on this project that, like you, I hope turns into something much bigger as we move forward. So thank you.